Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning Black in once again to, I almost said Authentic Black Goddess, to Queen Ahmadiyyah TV presents More Than Meets the Third Eye. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you have not done so already, be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Queen _Ahmadiyyah_Shakur, on Twitter at DGoddess27, Brighton and Patreon at Queen Ahmadiyyah_Shakur, and also on Instagram at Divine_Goddess_27. Okay, so we're going to be talking about smudging. All right. And let me see if I can find a video of a smudging ritual. Okay, yeah, there's several. Okay, so I'm going to show one of those also. But let's get started with the PowerPoint first of all. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you all can see this. Hello, Craig. Hello, Keisha. Vince, I am. All right. Okay, let's get into it. Smudging rituals draw positive energy. There are many different plant materials that you can use for smudging. Some of the common ones are sage, cedar, sweetgrass, and lavender. And as you can see, some of the ones on this picture right here, right? A lot of people like to use candles when they do their smudging, and I absolutely do. Now, what is smudging? Smudging is a way to energetically cleanse a space to invite positive energy. When smudging a space, you burn plant material. The smoke fills and then purifies the environment. And as you all can see, I have my white sage right here. I use this on the regular, okay? I don't leave home without it. Even when I travel, people, I take my sage with me. Here's the thing. When you go out of town and you're visiting with different people that you may stay with, family, friends, relatives, or whatever, when you go to stay at a hotel, when you're in, if you're out of town and you stay at a hotel, you want to always have your sage with you because you don't know who stayed in that room before you do. You don't want to be picking up anyone's negative energy. And trust me, energy is everywhere. It's in fact contagious, as I told you before, right? Energy is contagious. It is neither created nor destroyed. It is merely transferred and transformed from one thing to another. So you don't want to pick up the wrong type of energy. So always take your sage with you when you can. White sage is probably the most common and popular herb for smudging. It is associated with purity and has a strong and heavy presence. It's definitely useful for when you need to do a major cleansing. And that's what this is that I have. This is white sage, okay? Now, though I normally use sage, I also enjoy Palo Santo, which is a wood from South America. It has a sweet, bright, and minty energy that's perfect for everyday use. And as you can see on this picture right here with these crystals, this is the Palo Santo right here. It's a wood. It has a very nice smell, and you can use that at all. Someone says no volume at all. Hold on. Let me go and check what's going on. Who says they have no volume? Ted, you have no volume? Check your device, beloved. Dan says I got my pad out. Okay, that's good. Tamisha says spiritual vitamin Sunday. Absolutely. Okay. Okay, got it. Okay, Ted. Okay, so since you missed it, Ted, I'm going to repeat that. Okay, so everybody bear with me. I'm going to repeat some of that because Ted missed it. His volume was out. All right. Hold on. Let me get back on track here. Here we go. So I'm on the 5th slide. So I'm going to back up to the beginning. Okay. Okay, here we go. There are many different plant materials you can use for smudging. Some common ones are sage, cedar, sweetgrass, and lavender. And like I said, you can see those on the picture right here. Okay, now what is smudging? Smudging is a way to energetically cleanse a space to invite positive energy. When smudging a space, you burn plant material. The smoke then fills and purifies the environments. Hold on, people, bear with me. Some of these slides are tripping for whatever reason. Okay, here we go. White sage is probably the most common and popular herb for smudging. It is associated with purity and has a strong and a heavy presence. It's definitely useful for when you need to do a major space cleansing. You know, also, priests have been known to use white sage when they're exorcising a demon from someone, a negative energy, a malevolent spirit, whatever you choose to call it. Craig says, I have dragon sage. Okay, I've never used that. That's okay, Queen. Take your time. Thank you, beloved. I'll have to try that dragon sage. Okay, I normally use sage, I also enjoy Palo Santo, which is a wood from South America, and it has a sweet, bright, and minty energy that's perfect for everyday use. And like I said, these are some crystals, because I like to use crystals when I do my smudging rituals, and this is Palo Santo right here, okay? And my favorite crystals are amethyst. There's a picture of an amethyst right here. Clear quartz crystal right here. Rose quartz. Those are some of my favorites. I also like lapis lazuli, which I just call it lapis. And I love turquoise. And I'm a Native American, and many of the Cherokee, they loved turquoise, and they made a lot of their jewelry out of that. That's probably why it's one of my favorites. Now, as the smoke ascends, our wishes and intentions rise and mingle into the universe, connecting heaven, earth, and humanity. Smoke offerings are found in Buddhism, indigenous practices in the U.S., such as the Native Americans, right? And many other spiritual religions. The smoke ceremony creates transformation and blesses the space and the inhabitants. Now, before you begin, take the time to gather your materials first. Now, the mindfulness of a smoke ritual begins when you collect your supplies. So practice this with ease and care. Do your best to slow down. There's no need to rush. Don't rush through the process, you know, when you get prepared for the first step. Now, keep the ritual materials sacred by using them only for space clearing. Like, don't be using them for all kind of crazy, freaky stuff, which some of y'all probably want to do, but just use it. Use it for your spiritual cleansing when you're trying to get rid of negativity. And, you know, you may have sage that you use for other purposes, but make sure that your sage and your Palo Santo or whatever you choose to use for your spiritual stuff, keep that all in one place. Like, I have a little altar where I keep my crystals, and I keep my sage and my other herbs that I purchased, like frankincense, you know, milk thistle, and all of those things that I use. I keep those all together on my little altar. Now, keep the ritual materials sacred by using them only for space clearing. You can store your other materials on your shrine or your altar. Now, in Feng Shui, they also, hold on. Okay. Now, in Feng Shui, they also use dried orange peels called Chin Pi. It's also pretty intense. Now, as a shaman, and I think I told y'all before that I'm a shaman, and you're born into shamanism through your ancestry. And my ancestors are Cherokee natives, and many of them were shamans. And I told you the story about I went to this metaphysical store, and this woman came up to me who didn't know me. And she said, oh my goodness, you're a psychic. I know you are because I'm one too. And she says, who are your people? And I told her that I was Cherokee. And she said, yes, I see the spirit of the shaman all around you. So the ancestors follow you, and they're with you as spiritual guides. You know, some people call them guardian angels. Okay. Now, so with that all being said, I'm a shaman, and like I said, I use use sage for smudging and purification, but I also use juniper. Okay. Now, Feng Shui is an ancient art and science that was developed over 3,000 years ago in China. The literal translation of Feng means wind, and Shui means water. Again, we're talking about water. Remember the properties of metaphysical, the power that you get from water metaphysically, okay, that we talked about earlier. Now, in Chinese culture, wind and water are both associated with good health. Thus, Feng Shui came to mean good fortune. Now, the philosophy of Feng Shui is a practice of arranging the pieces in living spaces in order to create balance with the natural world. The goal is to harness energy forces and establish harmony between an individual and their environments. Okay? Oyela says, I remember this story you told. Thank you, beloved. Now, there are dozens of new small online retailers popping up that carry unique and gorgeous smudge sticks with all sorts of ingredients bundled together like rose, mugwort, rosemary, and more. And I have seen some that I said I was going to start selling these because I saw some that had like rose petals, violets and different types of flower petals attached to the sage sticks. And those are really good. The smell is amazing. Now, it's useful to have a fireproof container, like a small clay bowl, to hold underneath the smudge stick to catch any ashes that are embers. Indigenous people, they often use an abalone shell for this, bringing in a water element. Now, I recommend you use a container, like a bowl or a plate that you love or whatever, and only use it for smudging ceremonies. Now, this right here, people, this is an abalone shell. And I also use these. You can get one for like as little as like $9, right? Now, a bowl of sand is a must. It is used to properly extinguish the smudge sticks safely after the ritual is complete. So you get you a small bowl of sand. And if you don't live near a beach, you know that you can purchase sand, right? But make sure it's real sand, not fake. So they have artificial sand. And these are different types of smudge sticks on here. You have white sage, juniper, lavender, mugwort, cedar, rosemary, and Palo Santo, the wood that I told you about from South America. Now, newly cleared and open space. Before you begin the smudging ceremony, allow enough space and time for the ritual so you don't feel rushed. If possible, meditate for at least 5 minutes just to calm your mind and your heart. If anyone else is present during the smudging ceremony, you can actually include them in the ritual. Prepare some other space clearing tools so that they can use them while you are smudging. For instance, they can work with sound and ring bells. Like if you have like some wind chimes, if you have like a singing bowl or something like that, a Tibetan bong, you can let them use that to raise the frequency, in the dwelling while you're doing the smudging practice. Remember, when performing a space clearing, intention is key. Now, before you start, take some time to contemplate what your wishes are for your home and family. When you clear your house, there's a vacuum that's created. You want to welcome your intentions into the vacuum or into the place, right? So make sure you set your intentions. Now, and you should also set your intentions when you're manifesting things, right? Or when you're doing any type of moon rituals and things like that. Always set your intentions. Yes, please sell. I will definitely purchase from you. Thank you, Ronnie's beloved. I sure will. I get up at like 5 in the morning while family still sleeping. That's good. That's a great thing to do so you can do it by yourself and have peace and quiet. Now that you have all of your tools and preparations in place, you can begin the smudging ritual. Start at the front door of the home and light your smudge stick. Then begin to move around the home. Move mindfully and with care, walking clockwise around the entire perimeter of the home. Be sure to allow the smoke to drift into every or even the hidden places, like inside closets, basements, and dark corners. If there are stairs, just go up or down when you encounter them. Then keep moving clockwise until you meet the stairs again. Then continue to go down or up the stairs and resume the main floor. And here's another thing, people. I always, when I do this, I not only go in and out of closets, smudging in there as well. I also open the shower and I let the smoke go over my shower, just everywhere. And I always like to leave a couple of windows cracked so that as the negative energy is being dispelled, it has somewhere to go. You know, so you want that negative energy to leave the dwelling. You want it to go out of the house, right? So you want to open the window or the door so that the negativity can go out. Now, moving around a space like this is called circumvelation. It's a practice that's been done for centuries in ancient cultures to make a space more sacred. Circumambulation, I'm sorry. And if it feels okay to you, it's helpful to chant a mantra or a prayer that you're connected to. Now, I like to, you know, just say the vowels, you know, chant the vowels, or Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, something like that, right? Or Om Mani Padme Om. That's one from it's a Tibetan Buddhist mantra. So you can just find one. If you don't have one that you know, then you can just look some up, and you can do those, chant those while you're doing this, right? Now, this is a way to fill the space with more cleansing vibrations. Even if you chant the vowels A-E-I-O-U, the tone of which you chant them, Dan says Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Yes, absolutely, Dan. Okay, so even if you chant the vowels, right, it's the tone and the vibration that resonates when you're doing it. It gives a very calming effect. Okay, now in closing the ceremony, when you arrive back at the front door, because you want to start at the front of the house, at the front door, and go all the way through. And when you arrive back at the front door, chant your final mantra or prayer. Visualize the entire home is filled with bright white sunlight. Then speak your intention one last time to close the smudging ceremony. Smudging rituals are a beautiful technique to clear your space, and this can be done annually or more often. It's especially powerful to perform a space clearing when you first move into a home or on the Lunar New Year. And that's absolutely true. When you first move into a home, unless the home was freshly built, unless you had it just built, then you don't know who lived there, and you don't know what kind of energy they brought or left, right? And some people have very negative energy. So with that all being said, it is best to cleanse your home with a smudging ritual before you move your things in and before you take up residency there. And as I also told you, when you're traveling from place to place, going out of town on vacations or whatever, and you're staying in hotels, you always want to smudge the hotel room before you go in there, because you don't know who was in there. You don't know what type of energy, right? When the maids came, the housekeeping came and cleaned the room, they couldn't clean that energy out of there, all right? So that's what you also want to do, all right? I have some folks in my family that are Nigerian Buddhist, so I'm familiar with the chant. Okay, I was scared for a sec as I thought the queen said mayo. Phew. Vance, cut it out. Excuse me. Classy B says insightful. Thank you, beloved. Keisha says, wow, I just purchased my home. I opened the cabinets, windows, and doors. Absolutely. Okay, Queen T says, agreed. Good idea. Okay, Millie says, that's great teaching, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. So now I'm going to show you all a video of a smudging ritual, okay? Just to give you an idea. So I'm going to share the screen again. Let me see which one of these I'm going to show. Okay, this looks like an indigenous ceremony. Yeah, I want to show one that the natives do. Okay, here we go. Smudging ceremony explained. I don't want to see anybody explain it. I just want them to. Okay, here's one. Hold on just a second. Let me cue this, people. And then I'll go ahead and get it started, okay? And remember, smudging also helps to cleanse your auras, okay? This lady doesn't look like a native. Hold on, let me go back. Okay, so here's one right here. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. How do you feel about families with multiple spiritual practices, i.e. some Buddhist, Christians, agnostic, etc.? You know what? I don't mind. That's not a problem for me. My family has different spiritual practice, right? You know, I have Christians in my family, Muslims, you know. We're all Native Americans, but all of us don't know we're Native Americans, if you understand what I'm saying. Because everybody's not awakened to know who they are and from whence they came. So everybody doesn't engage in the spiritual practices that I engage in, especially the ones in my family who are Christians. They don't engage in any of that stuff. In fact, some of them call me a witch for doing it, okay? For engaging in smudging rituals, moonlight rituals, you know, full moon rituals, and things like that, for working with crystals and stones. So I absolutely don't have a problem with it, because to each their own. People can do whatever they want to do. But most people do rituals whether they know it or not, because even when you go to church for Christians, they engage in rituals when they do the communion, when they act as though they're eating the flesh of Jesus and drinking his blood. That's a ritual, and a satanic one at that. That's just my opinion. Because why would you be emulating cannibalism? Right? Okay, right. I got laughed at for saying we're natives. That's because exactly, it's just because people don't understand. And you know, you try to tell them, but some people don't listen. Okay, so let me go ahead and share the screen so that you all can see this. Okay, here we go. Everyone get the lights up. Lights up. Like and share, people.
Smudging is a very important part of our culture. It connects us with our spirit, our creator. And in smudging, we have four sacred medicines. We have sage, sweetgrass, tobacco, and cedar. In most smudges, you'll find people using sage because it is the medicine that we say that when you first offer tobacco, then you are ready to start on your smudge. So we have a smudge bowl here, and we have some medicines here. And there's no right or wrong way to smudge. I've been told by my elders, and a lot of our people, when they go to ceremony, if they don't know how to smudge, they feel reluctant, so they'll step back and say no. But as part of these circles, we usually stand, and the person, the elder or the conductor of the circle, will light the smudge. Now, today, what we're going to do is we're going to use sage, and this is what they call white sage. And there are a number of different sages depending on where they come from. And white sage is one of the ones that you'll find in a lot of ceremony. Now, you can light a sage smudge, but you can also mix it with all the other medicines. You can put a little bit tobacco in it. You can put a little bit of sweetgrass in it and cedar. But today we're just going to smudge with just the one medicine. Now, when we smudge, we usually don't put anything to contaminate. I don't anyway. The bowl. So we just strike a match, and then we can light. And we have an eagle feather today. We have an eagle plume with us. And when we smudge, I personally again like to smudge using my senses first to smudge those. And people who are wearing glasses will usually smudge their glasses and take those glasses aside. Now, when I smudge, I usually say Bonjour, Gajem Nado. Sis Isaac Dishnakas, Mijik Dodam. So he knows that I am addressing him. And when I smudge, I cleanse my hands, and I usually cleanse my eagle feather because I'll use that to help smudge the people in the circle. So I'll smudge my breath because those are where my sacred words will come out of. I will smudge my eyes so that I may be able to see all the good things that has to offer us. I also smudge my ears because I like to hear those good words that people have to say in those circles. I also smudge my hair because for me, this is my identity. And this hair also has that DNA, they say, of our history. And I also smudge. I also like to smudge here, and I also smudge down. I also smudge my feet so that I may walk on this Mother Earth with great respect. And you can pray in silence. You can pray for whatever you need. And today, what I need to do is ask the Creator to be with me. So I say, Bonjour, que j'aime le do. Naramo Shinog. We Jew Shinog. Kinaga go is Chikian. Nika Nikian Pene. Wabana. Migwetch.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop right there, people. So he was basically, Dan Ruck said, that's beautiful, very thoughtful. Thank you. Blackfoot says, facts, my brother Dan. Queen is pure of heart and a very caring woman. Thank you, beloved, for your kind words. So listen, now he was showing how to smudge himself. So I'll tell you what they do in the smudging rituals when they smudge the person. You know, they have the person come and get in the middle, and then they wave the smudge over the person, you know, from the top of the head to the bottom of the feet, right? And they pray over them to remove negative energy from them. And if you know someone that's nefarious, maybe you'd want to smudge them. And also keep in mind, people, that people who are, woke one says, yes, wow, I'm moved. Thank you, beloved. Now, and also, you may notice that when you're burning sage in your home, some people may come in and they'll start coughing or choking on the smoke. Yeah, that's because they have a lot of negative energy 9 times out of 10, okay? I think I told you all that I was burning sage one day and this friend came by. Well, she wasn't actually a friend, just an associate. She came by and she said, oh my God, what are you burning? And I said, sage. And she said, it's choking me. I said, you might want to wait outside. She came by to pick up something. And so I told her, you might want to wait outside. Because clearly she had a lot of negative energy. She was literally choking off the sage. Okay? Queen Constance says, I need to smudge my mother-in-law. Keisha says the sage works. The sage works and the evil friends will hit the door. You all are so crazy. I know a couple of those people in my family since Miss I am. Hey, I'll tell you what then, when you're ready for them to leave, just start burning your sage, okay? You chases that demon. Okay? So with that all been said, that's all you smell when you walk in my house. Absolutely. So with that all been said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning black in, right? I hope you all enjoyed this. And this week, I'm going to be doing some videos on the paranormal realm or beyond the realm, the paranormal channel. I'm going to be doing some lives on there as well, okay? Because I've been slacking, people. And let me tell you, I've been slacking because I have been so busy doing other work, right? I have some other things that I'm working on for you all. And also, I've been helping college students, you know. I have someone who's trying to get their master's in teaching, and I've been helping them. So with that all being said, I'm going to get back to it and be doing more videos this week. All right. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Make sure you like and share this video. You know, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all. And don't forget to follow the Queen on Instagram at Queen Ahmadiyyah. Also on Instagram at divine_goddess_27. Brighton and Patreon at Queen Ahmadiyyah. Twitter at dgoddess27. And listen, don't forget to tune black in the morning at 9 a.m. on Authentic Black Goddess TV. And also the Queen Ahmadiyyah TV show for your morning wake-up call. And then again tomorrow at 6 p.m. for your daily vitamins. Okay? So with that all being said, thank you all for tuning black in. I hope you enjoy the rest of this lovely evening. And until next time, Royal Family, I will talk to you all again soon.